Hello, everybody. I am thrilled to introduce to you Kathleen Robinett.
Yes.
And Kathleen, could you tell us a little bit about what you do at Church of the Palms?
All right. Well, I'm the food service coordinator, which means I oversee any food functions on the church grounds, as well as I oversee the food pantry.
Great. And how long have you been doing this ministry?
8 years.
8 years. Wow. And so how long has the food pantry been open at Church of the Palms?
At this point, I would have to say between 35 and 40 years. It was established long before I got here.
Fantastic. Fantastic. We're really excited to be partnering with you and with such a well-established ministry. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's generations of feeding folk.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It started out, when I first started here, we were serving maybe 25, 30 clients a day. That was on a busy day. Now, a day of 200 is a walk in the park.
A day of 200.
Yeah.
And so how often can someone come and receive some food?
As often as they need.
Okay.
If we have it comes by the carpool, so we never know if it's one person or carpooling. If it's 1 to 2 people in a family and there's no children or seniors, we ask them to, 1 or 2 times a week. But if there's seniors or children, we ask them to come as often as they need. A lot of families with children will come every day because, as you know, kids eat a lot.
Right.
So there's no criteria. All they do is when they come in, we check them in. We just ask for their first and last name, how many adults, how many kids in the family, and that's about it. Unless they express a need for maybe baby food or diapers or other questions, to get help with other agencies. There's literally no criteria to come through.
So when are y'all open?
Monday through Friday from 10 to 1. We're on the Lockwood Ridge side of the campus. The only days that we are not open currently is the first and third Wednesday of each month. That's a produce pantry that runs in the same parking lot that is open to the community. And then the second and fourth Tuesday, we're closed for the Veterans Food Pantry, and that's just for military only.
Okay. Wow. So it sounds like there are several ministries working out of Church of the Palms doing some different things.
Absolutely. We're busy all the time.
Yeah. And so so you went from about 25 families and now you're seeing about 200.
Approximately. We go between 160 and 200. It depends on if it's been a weekend, if we've had to close for one of the alternate pantries. There's no rhyme or reason for how our numbers come and go, and we see a lot of new people every day.
Sure. Have there been anything else that you noticed? You're seeing new people, you're seeing more people. And is that, do you think, due to the pandemic and the economic situation?
Oh, absolutely. Because we talk to families, as checking in, you get to hear a lot of the stories, and a lot of people have combined family households, either from losing a job one way or the other. And people are losing jobs left and right. Then they started to go back to work and then it stopped. And then there's the issues with the schools as well. Either mom can't work or dad can't work because somebody's got to be home with the kids because, daycare opportunities have been very minimal at best.
Right.
But the first month that we were open, we were seeing numbers in the 300. We had gotten up to 365 several days. Wow. It was too much, so we kind of figured 250 is our maximum that we can handle comfortably a day. And so we said, okay, we'll serve everybody until we get to that 250 point, because that's when we start running out of product.
Right. And where I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and our numbers kind of adjusted themselves because typically we're right about the 180 mark every day now.
Okay. And where do you source your food?
Everywhere. Independent trucker associations, local purveyors, donors, people drive by, know about the food pantry, dropping off food. All Face Food Bank is our biggest provider, but I also talk to so many people throughout. Before the pandemic, we had swap walks with some of the local farmers that have animals where we would bring them the stale and moldy bread and they would repay us with produce. We have dealt with the farmers market, independent growers, aquaponic farms that don't have any way to distribute right now, several local bakeries that have shut down but have to keep certain yeast dough starters going. So they've been wonderful about dropping off. They just bake just to bake for us now, which has been really. So we basically have fingers into the community, but our biggest resource is All Face.
Great. And so do you purchase food from them at cost?
We get it for pennies on the dollar. They have a buy program where, because they can outsource and get things at a much cheaper rate because they're buying by the truckload as opposed to me buying by the caseload.
Right.
So we have a very reduced rate. And then if I have to buy from a local vendor, if I can't get things from All Face, and if I have to buy locally, usually they reduce the price for us.
Sure. Is there anything that you're not currently accepting into the food pantry?
Refrigerated or frozen items.
Refrigerated or frozen.
Yeah,
So,
typically for canned goods, dry goods, cereals, shelf-stable items. And the bulk of what I do ask for when people inquire is kid-friendly items, because we do make kid bags. So I do have a family that comes in once a week that packs, and it could be things from cereal, granolas, drinks, just anything that's kid-related. But we have other items in the bags as well as snacks and things like that.
great. Yeah, and that's exactly what you told us when we called. That
Yes.
the focus on the kid-friendly items, and so that's what we're doing. And
That's fantastic. We can't thank you enough for your help with this.
yeah, we knew we didn't need to reinvent the wheel because you all do such a great job. And so I'm just really glad that we're able to join you in this.
We appreciate it, that's for sure.
All right. Well, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for spending time with us. And
My pleasure. And if ever you're interested, I'd love to have you in, while the food pantry's up and running, and give you a tour of everything we do. If you ever have the time, come on down.
sure. Are you also looking for volunteers?
We always do. On the church website, there's a page on there that says serve. If you click on that, it has our sign up genius. We only allow specific number of people per slot because we're trying to maintain our 6-foot distancing.
Right.
And if you have too many people, the project doesn't serve its purpose.
Right.
So that's why you'll see, like, if you look up, there's 3 slots for produce, 3 slots for bread, because we want to keep the number of people down to what's a workforce that can produce the work, but not so that it's overwhelming. But we also want people to know that if you have been sick, have some type of health compromising, it's hard work. It's not easy. We've got 8 to 10 to get basically 200 bags of produce, 200 bags of bread. We try to have the canned goods packed in advance. And then for the ones that are outside, it's an hour and a half in the direct heat. So we make sure that anybody that comes in, I think you have my cell. So if anybody's interested and not quite sure, have them call me direct so that we can either get them in for a tour or we can have a little bit longer conversation as to what type of work is done, because it is a lot of lifting. It's not an easy job.
Right. That's great. That's, that clear is kind. And, so that folks know exactly what's being asked of them and why you do what you do. And so it sounds like you've got all your systems in place to really serve people well.
Well, every day is a new and exciting day, and, we just take the challenges as they come, but we're always looking. We have some great nighttime slots that are a little more gentle. There's one from 3 to 5 and one from 5 to 7. And that's for packing of the canned goods, and that you can come in as a family group, or, if you have friends. I have 2 or 3 friends that come in together. Again, we ask for no more than 4 to 5 people on these teams, but you come, you're in a room by yourself, and all you do is pack canned goods. So that's an opportunity that's a little more gentle for people.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, again, thank you so much for spending time with me today. And
it's a pleasure.
I'm hoping this is the beginning of a long relationship.
I believe it will be.
Yeah.